faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. What's good, 49er fans? How y'all doing today? I just wanted to hop on for a little bit, talk about good old Dede Westbrook. He might be, he's definitely in talks with the 49ers. That's what I've heard so far. Dede Westbrook is in talks with the 49ers. And, it's good to see. It's good to see that John Lynch isn't done yet. There's still other players out there. And let's be real. At this point in free agency, if players are still available, most likely it's because they're recovering from injury or, they're not the upper echelon players. You know what I'm saying? So, but this show is nothing. Faithful, this show is nothing without the fans. Let's say what's good to the fans, to the 49er faithful, and any NFL fan. All NFL fans are always welcome to Jay in the Bay. Let's say what's up to the people. Cincinnati crew, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Cincinnati. Appreciate you coming through. Golden Grizz YouTube, what's good? Thanks for coming through. What do you guys think about Dede Westbrook? Let me know how y'all feel about Dede Westbrook. We haven't signed Dede Westbrook, but the 49ers have had preliminary talks. Hopefully they at least bring Dede Westbrook in, for a workout, for a physical, just to see where he's at. He suffered that terrible torn ACL injury. I don't know why you would have one of your best wide receivers, be on special teams, be in kick return. It just doesn't make sense. Why would you have your best player on special teams? It doesn't make sense. 49ers Ultimate Report, what's good? Thanks for coming through, brother. How you doing? 49ers First Take, what's good? Thanks for coming in, man. What do you guys think? Let a brother know in them comments. What do you guys think about Dede Westbrook? Let me know in the comments section. Dede Westbrook, I'll read off his stats in a minute. For those that haven't looked up Dede Westbrook stats. Let me look up his stats real quick. I'll read them off for you. So Dede Westbrook, 6 feet, 178. He's been in the league 4 years. Last year, obviously, he had that torn ACL. But his best 2 seasons as a wide receiver, he was 25 and 26. That was in the 2018-2019 season. He had a combined in both of those years about 120 catches, over 1,200 yards receiving, and about 8 touchdowns. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for a number 3 wide receiver. Dede Westbrook will come in. We're not expecting Dede to start, but he could definitely come in, be that, number 3 wide receiver. I don't see why not, faithful. I don't see why not. Let's continue with these comments. Let's see. I appreciate you saying that. 49ers First Takes. Congratulations on 700. I appreciate you, man. I'm trying to get like you, First Take. 49ers Lakers for life. What's good? First time I seen you on in the stream. Appreciate you coming through. I appreciate if everyone hit that thumbs up button for your boy. Also, shout out to everyone watching on that good old Spotlight Sports Network. Appreciate you for coming through. The Sports Star, what's good? How you doing today on this Monday? Niners All Day 55, what's good? Niners All Day says, if we get Dede, does that mean no Julio? Most likely. I mean, I don't think Dede Westbrook is going to command top dollar on the market. He's not going to get 10 mil per year. He'll probably get like a 1-year prove it deal for whichever team signs Dede Westbrook. He had 2 good seasons out of 4. 2 seasons he was pretty healthy. The other 2 seasons he was injured. And so I think 1 year incentivized, prove it deal. I think that would be sufficient. But most likely, I would be surprised if we went after Dede, got Dede, and traded for Julio. That would be surprising to me. But I wouldn't mind. I mean, iron sharpens iron, Niners all day, so I definitely wouldn't mind. Damian Lee, what's good? So Damian, I was thinking of you when I made this video because I know how you say we don't need injury-prone players. I know Damian is very keen on that. And when I was looking up Dede Westbrook stats, I saw that he was hurt basically 2 out of 4 seasons. He had the torn ACL October last year. I did read something. I think Josina Anderson reported on it. Josina Anderson said that Dede Westbrook is expected to be fully cleared to fully cleared to participate in football activities by the eighth month mark. So he suffered that torn ACL. Is Dede Westbrook, October 25th last year. He had surgery in November. So 8 months from November, December. So you figure Dede Westbrook should be able to resume football activity in July of this year. And I'm sure they would take it slow with Dede Westbrook. They're not going to rush Dede Westbrook back. I think they'll let him take it easy. If we could have him in the second half of the season where he's 100% healthy, I think we take that because Dede Westbrook has shown, he's had 60 catch seasons back-to-back years. So he can definitely provide a spark for the team. But Damian said, let's swing for the fence and go after OBJ. Let's show how serious we are. I'll be down with that too. I'd definitely be down with going after Odell Beckham Jr. He has a team-friendly contract, 3-year deal left, but only 1 year guaranteed money. So I definitely would like OBJ. But OBJ is also, I think he's coming off of a torn ACL as well. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, Damien. I appreciate your comment. Like Niners All Day says, don't think we get Julio anyway. Just want your opinion. I mean, there's no doubt. I think the pros outweigh the cons for Julio. I think he can still stretch the field as a wide receiver in the NFL. Julio Jones, he can still stretch the field. He'd elevate the wide receiver room. I think Julio would definitely take pressure off of Kittle. The IU show. Debo, it would be another weapon for Jimmy G. And Jimmy G flourished in this offense when Emmanuel Sanders was traded over to the Niners. And I think Julio would definitely make Jimmy G a better quarterback. There's no doubt in that. And Julio, he has 3 years left on his deal. But, this year is $15 million. The next 2 years are $11 million each. That's not bad. I mean, you should look at Julio's stats. Julio is still a very productive receiver. There's no denying that. Yes, he was injured last year. But, if we trade for him, he would have to pass a physical and all that good stuff. And then we take it easy. He's a veteran. He's played at the highest level. I think we should definitely get another receiver, whether that's Julio, OBJ, go after Dede Westbrook, because we're banking on Ayuk and Debo to stay healthy for the whole year. And I don't know if that's a good thing to do. I don't think it's good we're putting all our eggs in the baskets of Ayuk, Debo, and Kittle. Those are our 3 best playmakers at the wide receiver position. If one of those guys goes down, who's going to start opposite of Ayuk if Debo goes down, and vice versa? I mean, Richie James, Jalen Hurd. We'll see what Jalen Hurd has, but he's been hurt the last 2 seasons. So how can we depend on Jalen Hurd? I'm eager to see Jalen Hurd, but been hurt 2 straight years. I think it's time to look elsewhere. And if Jalen Hurt's there, that's great. But if he's not, are we really going to be surprised? The Sports Star, what's good? Thanks for wishing me 700 subscribers. It's been a crazy journey, and we only getting started. It's like Damian Lee says, or looks like Niners All Day says he agrees with Damian Lee about going after OBJ. Yeah, I'm down with going after OBJ. I wonder what the Browns would want in return for OBJ. I don't know. Clipping Sports, what's good? Speaking of OBJ, you like the Cleveland Browns. We're talking about OBJ. You know, it definitely seemed like the Cleveland Browns offense was definitely better without OBJ. You know, Baker Mayfield wasn't forcing the ball to OBJ. And, you know, seemed like the Browns offense was better without OBJ. So that's why we were talking about OBJ, Clipping Sports, because he could be an option for the 49ers. And 49ers Ultimate Report says nothing has been done. Let's see what happens exactly. It's just fun to pontificate 49ers Ultimate Report. It's fun just to talk about what could be, what could happen. What do you guys, you know, it's good. I always have to get the faithful, the Niner Empire. I always like to get you guys' opinion on, you know, what's going on out there with the 49ers, with the red and gold. It's good to hear you guys' thoughts about, you know, potentially adding players. Looks like 49ers First Take says, honestly, I'm indifferent right now only because I got hyped for Marquise Lee. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I was hyped for Marquise Lee. You know, I had made a video about Marquise Lee, and, you know, I thought we had our third wide receiver. I thought Marquise Lee would come in and establish himself as, you know, the third best wide receiver. And clearly that didn't come to fruition. And that was definitely disappointing. But, you know, injuries are a part of the game. You got to have depth at multiple positions. And why not swing for the fences? What do we really have to lose? Especially if we're talking about Julio, and, you know, the Falcons won a first-round pick for Julio, but there ain't no way, ain't no team giving the Falcons a first-round pick. That's a pipe dream. That ain't happening. No way a team is going to give up a first-round pick for a 33-year-old. That ain't happening, Captain. I just don't think that's going to happen. Damian Lee says, let's put up a deal that includes Eric Armstead and a draft pick and see what Cleveland says. Yeah, you know, that is interesting. I don't know if Eric Armstead would work on Cleveland because they've already, you know, they've maxed out Myles Garrett. They gave him a long contract extension. They just signed Jadeveon Clowney. You know, Eric Armstead on paper with the Browns would be good, but salary, I don't know if they would be able to afford the salary. But I guess you could say that the OBJ salary would offset Eric Armstead's salary. So that could be an interesting move. Damien, that's a great point, because those salaries of Armstead and OBJ, they could offset each other. So that could be a good move. You know, OBJ is obviously younger than Julio, and he's got a better team friendly contract. So yeah, that could be an option. I'd be happy with either player. It just seems like there's definitely been more chatter with Julio lately that Julio wants out of the Falcons. Haven't really heard much from OBJ. It's Golden Grid says, I watched some highlights of him. He's pretty good. He could have some potential for the Niners. Yeah. Dede Westbrook is a good wide receiver. He had 2 pretty good years with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I mean, he was playing with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, come on, man. I think, you know, Dede Westbrook coming to the red and gold, working under the tutelage of Kyle Shanahan, one of the best play callers, play designers we have in the NFL. I think Dede Westbrook would, you know, fit in well here. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens in the next few days. Let's talk sports. What's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream. Hope you're enjoying the show. Damien says Julio should get a Dez deal. Yeah, like a 1 year prove it. We'll see what happens, Damien, because you did mention before that, you know, the June 1st post-cut date, that's going to be a huge day. The Falcons could cut him, but I have a feeling they're going to try to at least get something for him. But if you're a Falcons fan, you know, obviously you probably don't want to get rid of Julio, but I'm sure the Falcons management doesn't want to trade Julio to an NFC team. You know, they want to probably trade him to an AFC team. I heard Raiders could be interested, the Patriots. So we'll see what happens. But I highly doubt that the Falcons are going to get a first-round pick for Julio Jones. I seriously doubt that. 49ers Ultimate Report says, let's help Jay reach 1K. So hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you, 49ers Ultimate Report. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button. And then if you aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to your boy, Jay in the Bay. Also, everyone who's watching on the Spotlight Sports Network, appreciate you for coming through. Let's see. Let's Talk Sports says thoughts on the 49ers draft picks. I think the 49ers addressed a lot of needs, through the draft. I think it was clear that the 49ers wanted to add more depth along the offensive line, and we definitely did that with the two offensive linemen we drafted. Also, we added depth in the secondary by adding two young corners and a safety. And also, we addressed the running back room. I thought the running back room was pretty set. If we were going to draft a running back, I thought we would get one maybe on day 3 at the earliest, because we already had a lot of depth in the running back room. But, obviously Lynch saw great value in Sermon in the 3rd round of the draft, and that was an excellent pick. But yeah, I like the picks. I wish we would have got a wide receiver higher in the draft, but we'll see. We added Austin Walter, undrafted free agent. So we'll see what he does, in the preseason. We'll see. But I think overall, I would give him a B+ on John Lynch draft for sure. B+. Shea Martinez, what's good? Looks like the 49ers are going to keep the losing tradition alive. That's cow. Hey, if we healthy, the skies are the limit, Shay. If we healthy, the skies are the limit. Looks like Shay says Jalen Hurts can't even make it out of training camp without getting hurt. I mean, you speaking facts, Shay. I mean, those are facts. Last 2 years, Hurts, he hasn't been able to, make it out of camp healthy. And I want to say he got hurt last year. It was like the last week or the last day of training camp or something like that when Hurts tore his ACL. But hopefully he can come back healthy. But I think that's another reason why we got to continue to elevate the wide receiver room, because we got a lot of players who are coming back from injury. Damian Lee says, to all wanting Julio, I have a question. Name one thing that value with constant use. The answer is nothing. Julio's not worth it. I mean, if you look at Julio's stats, you can't tell me that he's not a productive receiver. I think you can argue that if you take out last year and you do the previous 3 years, he's still one of the most productive wide receivers in the NFL. That is Julio Jones. So I think he can still be a productive receiver. If we have to give up, a 2nd round pick for Julio, I'm definitely down with that, because I still think he can be a productive receiver. He has dealt with injuries, but he's played majority of the games. And I think with Julio being on the team, I think it would definitely alleviate pressure from the other playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. And, I think we should be slow with Julio. He's an older receiver. He doesn't need to play 100% of snaps in the regular season. I think we should ease him in and not, rush him. That's what I think we should do. But your question is valid. He's not going to necessarily be healthier for the rest of his career. I think that's what you're trying to say, which, that's a valid point. I mean, when you have one injury in the NFL, it seems like it's more easier, or it happens more often, that you get a next injury on top of each other. So, but I'm willing to take the chance, because, answer me this, Damian, if Ayuk, Debo, and Kittle are healthy 100%, obviously that would be ideal, but I don't think that's going to happen. And if one of those 3 gets hurt, let's say if it's Ayuk, who's going to start opposite of Debo? I mean, are you really comfortable with Richie James? Are you really comfortable with, Travis Benjamin, Mohamed Sanu, Jalen Hurts, Juwan Jennings, Austin Walter? I mean, we don't really know what those guys can do. At least with Austin Walter, Jennings, Hurts. Let's see what they do in the preseason. Richie James, he just hasn't shown enough for me. He hasn't really shown what he can do. So I think we need that other playmaker. Sports with LT, what's good? Thanks for coming into the stream. Hope you're enjoying the show. He says, what week do you think Trey Lance is going to start? Well, if I had my druthers, Sports with LT, I don't think Trey Lance will start any games this season. If he does start, I would say maybe it'd be week 18, like the last game of the year. It could be a game where the 49ers, doesn't matter if we win or lose that game, we've already solidified a playoff spot, and maybe we want to give Jimmy G a week off. Then we would start Trey Lance. I can see it that way. But I expect Jimmy G to ball out. Jimmy G is playing for his NFL career. If Jimmy G balls out, leads us to a long playoff run where we win a few games in the playoffs, Jimmy G will get traded and he'll get another contract extension. So Jimmy G is playing for his career. If he doesn't play well, I find it hard that another team would automatically give him a starting quarterback job. He would probably have to win it at a camp. But we could see Trey Lance used similar to how the Saints use Taysom Hill. That could be an option there where, Jimmy G will start, 90% of snaps in the games, and then Trey Lance would come. He would have selective packages that they would use with Trey Lance. Maybe he would be in the game for about 10 to 12 snaps per game or something like that. Like, I would like to see Trey Lance used as like that as well. But, if I had my druthers, Trey wouldn't start any meaningful games because Jimmy G would be playing exceptionally well. And we would have a winning record with Jimmy G at quarterback. Let's see. Shay says Jalen Hurd can't. Yeah. Yep. You said that. Julio Jones probably isn't worth it. However, they could have swooped on Trevin Grimes in the UFDA, but they choked. Well, we got Austin Walter, so we'll see what Austin Walter brings to the table. Austin Walter is the cousin of I believe Sammy Watkins, so he's got the bloodline. So we'll see what Austin Watkins does. We'll see what he does. Just like Damian says, watch Julio end up with Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I know, right? Because if you're the Falcons, you don't want to trade him to an NFC opponent. You definitely don't want to do that. Or he could go to the Patriots. Let's see. Shay Martinez says, let me get back to that comment. Julio Jones is probably going to be with Mac Jones. That's a possibility. He could be traded to them good old Patriots. The Yeet Master, what do you think if A-Rod gets traded? Yeah, I mean, there's still speculation, of course, about that. I heard a report today that Aaron Rodgers is not at the OTAs of the Green Bay Packers. Clearly, he wants to get traded. It seems like the Denver Broncos are interested, the Raiders. So I'm eager to see where Aaron Rodgers, gets moved, because obviously we play the Green Bay Packers this year, faithful. And I think it's a Sunday night game, prime time. And that's going to be our home opener against the Packers week 3. So obviously, if Aaron Rodgers gets traded, that game's going to be a lot different with Jordan Love as starting quarterback. So I'm eager to see what comes to fruition. Damian Lee says, I want Michael Gallup or OBJ. I would cut J1 and Jalen. Michael Gallup is a baller. He can definitely play. Of course, OBJ can as well. I'm not sure why Michael Gallup, is he on the trade block? Let me know, Damian. I know he's a pretty good receiver out of Dallas. They got a good trio of wide receivers in Dallas. I wonder why do you think Michael Gallup is on the trade block? Let me know. Sean T. Uber, what's good? Thanks for coming into the show. Hope you're enjoying the stream. 49ers Lakers for life. Watkins, okay. Looks like Sean T. Uber says we could use Julio Jones, but at what price? I mean, the Falcons are looking for a first-round pick, but I don't think that's realistic based on Julio Jones' age. He only got 3 years left on his contract, but he's an aging receiver. He's getting paid $15 million this year, $11 million the next 2 seasons. I think it's very optimistic for the Falcons to want a first-round pick, but I don't think that's reality. I think they might get a second or a third-round pick for Julio, especially because Julio said, he doesn't want to come back, and the Falcons clearly want to move on. So they're not going to get the highest trade value that they can get. So I would say a second or third round pick, I definitely would want Julio. Just like Damian says, I like Wayne Gallman and Trey Sermon as a good punch at running back. I do too. I think we definitely have an excellent running back room. It's a deep running back room with, Mostert, I believe, taking the bulk of the carries. You got Sermon, you got Gallman, you still got Jeff Wilson Jr., you still got Jermichael Hasty. So it's going to be interesting. I wonder which running backs will be up on game day. How many running backs will Shanahan have up on game day? I would say at least 5 running backs, most likely, including Juszczyk. So that'd be interesting. But I think we know from the draft, the 49ers and Shanahan want to continue to run the ball. They want to continue to control the time of possession. And Shanahan likes to use multiple running backs. He definitely likes to use multiple running backs. He doesn't like to have a bell cow back. And okay, I could see multiple running backs having a lot of carries on game day for sure. Just like Shanti Uber says, would you trade Javon Kinlaw for Julio Jones? That's a good question, Sean. I don't know. That's a very good question. I don't know if I would do that. Trade Javon Kinlaw for Julio. Obviously, Julio has had a more decorative career. Obviously, but Javon is just in his second year. He's on a rookie deal. I don't know if I would do that. I would probably say no. I'd be more willing to trade Armstead for Julio Jones, but not Kinlaw. Looks like Damian says the Cowboys are taking offers. Zeke's and Dak contract hurt Dallas. Yeah. I mean, the Dallas has spent a lot of money on their offensive line. They also, broke the bank for Zeke the Freak. And also with Dak's new contract, they're definitely hurting with their salary cap. But yeah, if the Cowboys are taking offers, Michael Gallup, he's a pretty good receiver, and he's still young. That would be interesting too for the Niners. The Yeet Master says, just saying New England might be able to go far in the playoffs. I guess we'll see. That division would be interesting with the Patriots. I don't think the Jets will be that good. You got the Patriots, you got the Bills, you got the Dolphins. That's a pretty good division. I think the Bills will probably be the favorite, and then maybe somewhere between the Patriots and the Dolphins. But that's a pretty good division. But we'll see. We'll see what Cam Newton does, because Cam Newton last year, after he got COVID, he wasn't the same quarterback. But Patriots added some more weapons for Cam, and let's see how the Patriots do this year. Local 49ers fan, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. I appreciate you coming through. This is the first time I've seen you on, and hopefully you are enjoying the show. It says, with the talent they acquired, they better. Okay. Looks like Damien says, no, I like Kinlaw. Yeah. I mean, Kinlaw is only his second year. I'd be more interested to trade Armstead for Julio. But I wouldn't want to trade Kinlaw. Because Kinlaw, he's a baby in his career compared to Julio. And we don't know, what else Kinlaw has to offer. So that's intriguing for me, and I would want to keep Kinlaw. Looks like local 49ers fan says give Kinlaw time, at least wait until his rookie year. Exactly. If Kinlaw doesn't progress and he's like in the last year of his contract and it's clear that the Niners aren't going to sign him to a long-term deal, then I think you would trade Kinlaw. But no, at this point, it's only his second year of his career. He hasn't really had a regular, normal off season due to all the COVID restrictions and things like that. So I think we keep Kinlaw for sure. We definitely keep Kinlaw. But I appreciate everyone hopping on to the Jay and the Bay YouTube channel and that good old Spotlight Sports Network. I just had to hop on here and talk, football with you guys. It's clear that the 49ers are not yet finished adding talent, which is a great thing to see. We could go. Obviously, we're in talks with Dede Westbrook. Nothing has been finalized yet. Of course, there's rumors of Julio Jones asking out or wanting out of Atlanta, so that's also intriguing to talk about. Looks like the Yeet Master says, who do you think won the offseason so far? Let's say in the NFC West, I think the Niners probably had the best offseason in the NFC West overall. I mean, the Cardinals, there's no doubt. They got JJ Watt. They acquired AJ Green. They still have Chandler Jones, so the Cardinals did good. The Rams, they definitely upgraded at quarterback with Stafford. And then all three of our division opponents in the NFC West got speedy wide receivers in the second round, so that definitely helped their offenses. And the Rams also have, Aaron Donald returning, Jalen Ramsey. But I think the Niners overall, we revamped the offensive line. Added depth to the running back room. Got younger at the cornerback spot. That was definitely a position of need. Also got younger at the safety position. And, we got Trey Area. We got our franchise quarterback of the future. So I think the 49ers from top to bottom, we have a deep roster. And I think we've definitely won the offseason so far. And, no slouch to your Patriots. The Patriots did an excellent job with adding talent to Cam Newton. That was definitely an area of need for them good old New England Patriots. But I just wanted to hop on for a little bit. Normally, I usually do like a 2-hour show, but this was just an impromptu show. Just wanted to talk about, Dede Westbrook being an option for the 49ers going forward. I just want to hop on for a little bit. I appreciate everyone coming through, watching your boy, Jay in the Bay. And appreciate everyone watching from the Spotlight Sports Network. And I think I will be signing off, and I'll be on pretty soon. Of course, updating my YouTube channel, Jay in the Bay, with 49er videos and things like that. Rumors, news. You can check in with Jay in the Bay on YouTube. You can also check the IG, the Twitter for Jay in the Bay. And I appreciate everyone for coming through. See you guys in the next one. Okay, looks like I got one more comment. Let's see. It's like Sean T says, Kinlaw didn't do well when he was double teamed, but with Bosa healthy and Gibbons balling, it should be interesting. Exactly. It should be very interesting with Kinlaw. He didn't have a normal off season. Not a lot of players did last year, so I'm interested to see how Kinlaw will do with the regular off season. And I'm eager to see how he plays. Obviously with Bosa coming back healthy, you got Armstead there. Possible D4, Samson E. Bucum. We signed him over from the Rams. We got, we brought back DJ Jones. Go DJ, that's my DJ. Go DJ, that's my DJ. So we got talent along that defensive front. So Kinlaw should be eating this year. I don't know if he's good for 10 sacks. I don't know about that, but Kinlaw should definitely continue to do well. Let's see. Looks like local 49ers fan says give Kinlaw time, at least wait until his rookie year is done. I think I read that. Damian Lee says, what about Justin Houston? Yeah, I was intrigued about Justin Houston, Ryan Kerrigan as edge rushers. Ryan Kerrigan signed with the Philadelphia Eagles a few days ago. I believe Justin Houston is still a free agent, but yeah, he's definitely a good edge rusher. He played the last 2 years with the Colts. I think he had about 16 to 18 sacks. He played every game with the Colts. So Justin Houston would be a viable option for the 49ers. Nicho TV, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. Let's see. 49ers first take, Ronnie Blair. Yep, Ronnie Blair has been excellent as well. He's definitely good. He's a good rotation defensive tackle. But yeah, I think the 49ers defensive line definitely is good. It definitely has a lot of talent. And that's going to be the reason. If our defense will be good again like it was last year, it's the pass rush. The pass rush helps every defensive player on the defense. Corners can cover less. Quarterbacks can't be comfortable. That's all up to the defensive line. But I appreciate everyone coming through. I'll see you guys in the next one. And thanks for watching your boy, Jay in the Bay. Go Niners. See you guys in the next one.